Yo, we about to be rewatching Saving Private Ryan together. Really pumped, really excited. Rewatch has been a hot minute since I've seen it. Let's get into it. Yeah, it's heartbreaking to see all that.
Dad.
My great uncle, Theo Chava, we went to. He was in the Pacific at the time. I mean, when all this was occurring, and he reacted very similarly when we went to a memorial thing. I was very young, and he acted very similar when we arrived at the location that they're having the service for D-Day Normandy. Or I don't. I think this. I don't know which. Yeah. Okay. Omaha Beach. Yeah. Rest in peace to I forget his name. The guy on the left. He was in The Heat and Black Hawk Down. Those like the and this film is the three major films I know him from.
Want to see plenty of beef between men. Five men is a juicy opportunity.
Yeah.
One man's a waste of ammo.
Yeah, this part right here is sad. As soon as the doors open. Damn. This was so well done. It sucks too the amount of weight that they were carrying, and then yeah, while bullets are firing, yeah. The tank traps can only deflect and give you so much cover. With this scene is the only issue I have is that it did not reflect like display the amount of soldiers that were on the beach compared to that shot that you just saw. That's the only issue that's always bothered me. Damn. It sucks because you want to stay still, stay in cover, feel safe, but at the same time, you also need to move because you never know. Yeah, I've talked about this multiple times. For you to have the flamethrower, you are one brave person. Yeah, especially being around that too. The adrenaline rush and tunnel vision, just not even. He's not even phased. Just looking for his arm. Wild processing too. That the amount of blood that was happening. That you see the water starting to turn red a little bit.
What the hell do we do now, sir?
You need to get off the beach.
What's the rallying point?
Anywhere over here. Yeah. I think Steven Spielberg directed this. If I think.
What are you guys?
Oh shit! I forgot about that scene.
All the armor is foundering in the channel! Order, sir! You go somewhere else! I'm clearing this one! Come on, Briggs!
I get it, but my only problem has been is that while all this is occurring, like you gotta at least wait for people to move. Yeah. And then the man loses half of his body. They did such an amazing job in this film, being able to feel like you're with them.
Who's in command here?
You alright?
Sir! Sir, party!
Oh yeah. On a little interesting note, actually, I believe the reason why their helmets fell a lot, they didn't tie it because I believe the helmets were actually somewhat heavy. So I think that if there was an explosion or something, I think their head would technically, fling back because of the weight of the helmet, and they rather the helmet fall off. I believe that was the reason.
These hurt so bad he said it's from 100 links!
Yeah, Vin Diesel playing as Carpazzo. The guy who's playing Wade is a very, very good actor. he shot.
Bleeding! We stopped the bleeding! Bangalores! Bring up some Bangalores!
Yeah, to destroy the barbed wire.
Jackson, sir!
I did not know he was in. So I just recently watched Green Mile, and it was just another Tom Hanks film, and him being in it, it was just ironic.
Jesus!
The very small percentage that you deflect that, and then yeah.
Priority! He's gone!
I never got that shot, that scene of Wade looking away. I never understood that. Was it just him, just watching what was behind him, what was occurring?
Covering fire!
You gotta do something to. You gotta do something to push forward a little bit, right? Ooh.
Captain, if your mother saw you do that, she'd be very upset!
I thought you were my mother. The amount of courage, specifically also the priests and the medics, to keep their composure, to be able to pray for those and the religion that they do, that they believe in, and then on top of it, the medics doing their thing while all this drama's happening. It's just crazy.
Come on, Doyle!
Yep,
Sarge!
that's how you clear a bunker. Ooh. Oh yeah. This scene was all frustration. Everyone just firing, unloading. Those rifle grenades.
It's a Hitler Youth night.
Yeah. I used to remember what was the significance of that knife. Because I know his character is Jewish. I don't remember what I think I don't remember. If you can I'll probably definitely look it up after, but I don't remember. Oh yeah. The containers of yeah, France. I forgot all the countries he had. Africa, Italy, yeah. It's sad that this is the result of egos, money hungry because war equals money or vice versa, and other factors like extreme ideologies and so on leads to this, and it's sad.
Place itself in which we all cherish and hold so dear. The loss of
This was wild to me too, now I think about it. For her to catch that and recognize that Private Ryan's brothers did die in battle, it's wild that she was able to catch that, because I don't think anybody else would have truly caught that, especially too when it's another person's pile. Like, that was definitely great. Great, pay attention to detail, like, because it's crazy. Yeah, Bryan Cranston. The sad thing is, it's already rough enough for her and possibly the father. I don't know where they don't show the father in the scene. The sadness of realizing, okay, I'm gonna get possibly one flag. It's heartbroken, so on and so forth. But receiving 3 of them is just devastating. Especially too after you see the priest or the pastor and just, hi.
Now, assuming Private Ryan even survived the jump, he could
Kind of
be
negative.
anywhere. In fact, he's probably KIA.
I mean, you're not wrong, but also, like, have a tad optimism, right?
I have a letter here. The Adjutant General of Massachusetts, that you?
Forgot it
Are
was
the mother
fine.
of 5 sons who have died gloriously on the field of battle. boy's alive, we are going to send somebody to find him.
We're 35 dead, times 2 wounded.
It's a lot of women.
You're going home wrapped in American flag with a hunk of cheese in your ass, Caparzo, you smart ass. Now listen up. Any ass.
That's what I understand, Corporal.
So there are a lot of Germans in the village. Sir, may I bring my typewriter, sir?
Yeah.
Is that a souvenir?
No, sir.
He is so nervous. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. You don't want to tug all that stuff, especially when you're needing to be on guard. Especially too when you're leaving all this by yourself with the little squad.
Another thing, every time you salute the captain, you make him a target for the Germans. So do us a favor, don't do it.
Think about the poor bastard's mother.
Hey, Doc, I got a mother, all right? I mean, you got a mother. Sarge's got a mother. Even if you think the mission's FUBAR, sir?
Especially if you think the mission's FUBAR.
The German word.
What's FUBAR? It's German.
Well, it seems to me, sir, that God gave me a special gift, made me a fine instrument of warfare. To put me in this here sniper rifle anywhere up to and including 1 mile of Adolf Hitler. Pack your bags, fellas. War's over.
That thing is, that's not true. Partially.
Let's say you weren't a captain, or maybe I was a major. What would you say then?
Sorrow for the mother of Private James Ryan. I'm willing to lay down my life and the lives of my men, especially you, Ryben.
I love him.
I believe they said thunder, the th, because I believe in the German language, there's no like th combination or something like that. I don't fully remember why. I generally do, but don't. Something like that.
How many are you?
Another good actor from yeah.
Dusseldorf, our friendly neighborhood morale officer.
Yeah. The Statue of Liberty is kaput.
You stay with Sergeant Horvath.
Stay right here. I'll wear my underwear, Captain.
Or I'm like, underwear captain. Yeah.
Somebody must know where he's from, what he did for a living.
I've been with him since Kasserine passed. I don't have a clue.
Bro, you need to pick up that gun. Up annoys me.
And that looks like an old woman. Like an old...
Yeah. Well,
Something about the children.
Ken! Are you nuts? Listen to the captain!
yeah.
He said we're here to follow fucking orders! Sarge, take this goddamn kid!
Shit. Yeah.
Sniper's got talent!
I understand from the father's perspective of just wanting everyone to be safe and get them out of that situation, but understanding that letting them allow to be able to clear the city a little bit and not let this occur definitely could have been a lot more the best thing to do rather than just throw your kids out there like that. I get either way. It just sucks about Caparzo.
Caparzo, stay still!
I don't remember where he got shot at. I think it was his, like, in his rib. And to be honest, as a German sniper, I mean, what's the end game for you to just sit up there in the tower and still do your thing? Well, actually, he probably does have allies around. Damn. I would be pissed off too.
Melon, check the tower. Hustle back here.
And it sucks too, because he felt like he was doing the right thing, which like I said, I give. It's just when that occurred, you needed to make sure you weren't out in the middle, like the middle of wide open shot like that.
Thunder!
The MG is just out and about.
Jimmy T, go find Captain Hamill. Bring him in here. What? Up there? How the hell should I know? Would you?
Yeah. It's wild that the MG was right there, and they're literally right next door.
Told you he was an asshole.
Sir, Private Ryan reporting is ordered.
I forgot he was in this movie. I never watched it, but I know he's in The Rookie and a few other things. Yeah. I forgot he was in this movie. I never processed that this was him.
Oh my God, my brothers are dead. It can't be. My brother's still in grammar school.
Yeah, the wrong one.
James Francis Ryan, from Iowa.
James Frederick Ryan, Minnesota.
How much that sucks.
Yeah, I'm sure they're fine.
Sir, but I know Baker Company had the same rally point as us.
Show me.
At least they got some information, right?
Got anything left in this town like a 3-star hotel? Something with clean sheets and soft pillows and room service?
How about a nice, comfy church?
Yeah.
You may have to get yourself a new line of work. This one doesn't seem to agree with you anymore. Remember, I used to P a V on everybody's jacket for Vecchio.
That's a lot of P.
I need to be a ranger.
That's very nice of him
Got shot in the
to write that for him.
Do you know how many men I've lost under my command? 94. I've saved the lives of 10 times that many, doesn't it?
I think one of the reasons why he's bringing this subject up is because he's partially trying to possibly justify his decision making that causes the 94 individuals to be killed, or even the other individuals who end up getting injured, wounded, or whatever in the battlefield under his command. And I think he's trying to ask for an opinion or hear an opinion, or even just trying to just speak it out loud and see kind of the response he would get from the sergeant to kind of like justify a little bit, and also to tell himself that he's not able to save every single person that's under his command, nor make always the best decision in the world. But for him fighting right now with the soldiers by his side, he's able to technically save more innocent people than anything by fighting. So he's just trying to justify it. And to be honest, it's generally definitely hard to try to do that when you're in this type of leadership, in this type of situation, and you're having to do this to not freak yourself out to make those decisions, or to be hesitant on making decisions where every second matters between life and death. So you're having to make that quick, educated, gut decision that hopefully possibly is one of the best decisions you could have made, or at least the top 3 best decisions you could have made out of the other possibilities that is presented to you in that particular situation in that moment.
Again.
I think it's a nervous tick or something.
You all right?
I don't know. I never kind of figured out why that might actually be the reason of his handshaking like that.
She'd stand in the doorway looking at me, and I'd just keep my eyes shut. And I knew she just wanted to find out about my day. And I still wouldn't move. I'd still pretend to just be asleep.
He regrets it a little bit, not being able to spend a little more time with his mom, especially entering this line of work.
War educates the senses, brings men into such swift and close collision in critical moments that man measures man. Well, if that's the way it feels, sir, I feel it's my duty under your command to suggest that we wait until it gets up to 1,000, sir.
Will you be alive then? Probably really hard to sleep. in that environment. But you gotta be able to try to force yourself to at least close your eyes and shut your brain off for at least a small period of time so you're able to have some type of energy to keep moving forward.
Smell that leg right there. Find out if it's south of cheese.
That smells rough, probably.
Of welding a couple of steel plates onto our deck to keep the general safe from ground fire. Unfortunately, they forgot to tell me about it until we were just getting airborne.
That's I don't know why you don't communicate that to the pilot about adding that extra weight like that.
All right, I got 3 of a kind.
What the hell are you doing? Oh, goddamn airborne watching.
Right in front of the airborne, literally they just went through hell, getting dropped off in the north, randomly in the north of France, around the area, possibly being alone, possibly being with a few random people, not knowing the result of their buddies or anybody else, and having to walk back being exhausted, and then seeing them play with all those tags just mentally is not a morale boost. Mentally is probably just possibly a little heartbreaking, frustrating, seeing all those tags and everything else. Just yeah.
Maybe we should bust up in a couple of different groups, huh? We wander the woods like Hansel and Gretel calling his name. He's bound to hear us sooner or later. Ryan!
Yeah, but there's a lot of people coming in and out. You would hope. Maybe one.
James, Francis, Ryan, question mark, Iowa, question mark.
Yeah, of course I know him, sir.
Scares Upham.
I'm with Robin on this one, sir. I mean, we left them 88.
For the Air Force. The Air Forces are going to spin ordnance on one machine gun.
Yeah, they're not going to spend fuel, energy, manpower, the possible risk of losing some aircraft just for one measly possible MG or whatever, how many soldiers are there. So they're not going to use on that. But mortars might be a very smart thing to possibly use. But at the same time, how much is actually there for you to be able to use those, actually use those resources? But understanding manpower is the most important resource to these type of events.
Seems like an unnecessary risk given our objective, sir.
Our objective is to win the war.
Yeah. At the end of the day, my thinking is, I think it would be smart to be able to have Jackson be able to maybe snipe the one who is on MG. If they're able to get a shot, I don't know. It's an upward hill.
Maybe I should go up middle, sir.
The way you run, I don't think so.
Maybe I should go left, sir.
Maybe you should shut up.
Basically have the 3 spread, and the MG has to choose the one side, goes down, and the other 2 gets to continuously push and flank. It's just, question is how many soldiers are there. Honestly, like I said, be able to have Jackson, but that's the problem too. It doesn't look like you're able to get a clean shot from all the way over here in this angle, these type of angles. That's wild that he caught it. Just real quick before this scene enters, just imagine if Upham, in Upham's position, they end up losing, they all ended up dying. Upham just sitting there. Just that, yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. This is a very, very sad scene. The sad thing is that they know, I think, basic stuff, but I think it's like 2-3 bullets, isn't it?
About the size of an acorn. Okay, put it on.
Well, that's a good thing is there's an exit. Well, there's 3 shots. 4. Yeah.
There you go. Wait. Here you go. Here comes. There you.
Be able to relax him a little bit. No matter how many times I've seen this movie, the scene is always rough. He doesn't need nobody seeing him do this. Let it out. understanding too that he's obviously upset every time he does lose someone, but specifically this possibly feels like he made the decision on pushing this radio tower, and maybe feel like it's partially his fault, or at least his fault.
Betty Boo, what a dish. Betty Grable, nice gams.
It's funny to me that he knows some of the lingo and everything else.
Fuck Hitler.
He's a POW, Ryan. Can't take him with us.
Yeah.
Our guys will pick him up sooner or later.
There's the side of wanting to kill him, wanting to end just somewhat revenge for Wade, avenging him, and then there's the other side of he's a prisoner of war. My only issue has been with this particular scene is Tom Hanks, Captain Miller, I believe Captain Miller, tells him to go 1,000 paces, and the percentage of him actually fighting the Brits, the French resistance, or the U.S. forces, and continuously be a prisoner of war is very, very slim, especially when you're kind of in France, the middle of France, where they're still fighting in the front line, and you're kind of behind the front line technically, or on the side of it. So it's just the odds are not in your favor for allowing him to continuously be a prisoner of war. That was always my thinking, especially with the first time I saw this. Like, I get it, I get both sides, but this was the only piece I didn't like of his decision making, is having that risk, or having the belief that he will be caught by other allies. And that was always my issue from the beginning. Either way, you side with whoever, if it's revenge, if it's this, if it's that, whatever decision. Like I said, the only thing I didn't like is the odds of him finding an ally convoy, or an ally, just allies itself, is very, very slim, or slim enough where, yeah. But I also understand you can't drag him. You can't drag him with you on the way to find Private Ryan. You know what I mean? So.
Then why don't you just do it, Sarge? Do it, man. Put one in my leg and give me that $1 million. I'm gonna shoot you in your big goddamn mouth.
The pool on me up to.
I'll do it. I will do it. You are a coward, son of a bitch!
I'm a school teacher. This little town called Abley, Pennsylvania.
He just suppressed this whole entire altercation. Drift their minds from a different topic.
Sometimes I wonder if I've changed so much, my wife is even going to recognize me whenever it is I get back to her.
It's funny that coming out of a small town, him being a coach, him being a teacher, and he comes out here in the big world, especially getting them. It's admirable that he got this motivation to sign up to join the military, right? Most likely right after Pearl Harbor. And when you take the time to actually look at his character throughout this movie, you kind of get a sense of some of the good qualities that comes out, and the good traits that do display as a teacher, or even a coach, being a leader of said individuals. You know what I mean? The second part is, it's sad that after transitioning from one to the other and coming back from the military, you definitely do change as an individual, especially from the things you do see. For example, my great tia, she has told me when my great uncle did come home, he was definitely a different person, obviously with PTSD and everything else. But you as a person, there's definitely many examples, documents, and other samples and examples of individuals who generally change. Maybe not even PTSD, just generally change because of what they saw or what they experienced. Definitely was a little hard for him because he displayed a little vulnerability there, but also at the same time trusting these men that's around him to display that type of information and be able to be vulnerable yet still be respected.
Who's doing the shooting?
Wrath Engine. Ooh.
James Francis, Ryan?
Damon.
Yes, sir. How'd you guess that?
Tell you what, sir, if you're our relief, I'm gonna file a complaint.
I wouldn't blame you.
Imagine.
James Francis Ryan of Iowa.
He had to double check.
Your brothers were killed in combat.
Yeah.
All of them.
He saw in his heart, he accepted, and he was like, okay. He obviously was broken, but he accepted it. But then hearing all of them.
Two of our guys already died trying to find you, all right?
Yeah, Boyd and Caparzo.
Tell her that when you found me, I was here, and I was with the only brothers that I have left.
Yeah, I get it. I mean, you don't want to leave the brothers that you have gained a relationship with and just leave them behind and have even more regret, having more sorrow in your heart when you leave them behind, and possibly could have been a factor in saving their life, and you don't want to end up leaving them behind.
We stop the tank if we get it to commit.
Sticky bombs.
This is good. Now we gotta surrender our socks.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where am I during all this?
Never more than 2 feet away from me. That's not negotiable.
Hey, you got me in the middle. My goodness, be careful. The hope and prayer, there'll be like one little ounce.
Say things that make my eyes close.
Papa Ma, I find myself curiously aroused by you and...
Reminds me of Mrs. Rachel Trubowitz and what she said to me the day I left for basic.
What, don't touch me?
And she sees me and she can tell I got a heart on the size of the Statue of Liberty, right?
Is it true you were a teacher back home?
Yeah.
Newspapers over there.
I can't see my brothers' faces.
You got to think of a context.
Memories, small events, and things like that does really help with, especially loved ones that did pass when you were younger, or it was very long ago when it did happen, or last time you've seen them, and so on and so forth. So for me, for example, when I think of my grandparents who passed away a while ago, I put myself in the environment that I was in when I was younger, when I was with them, when they watched me while my parents worked when I was very young. So I would put like Vicente Fernandez, Mexican music on when we're cooking beans and rice at the stove, and so on and so frijoles and all that. And just having that environment kind of helped me be in a calm state, sparking those memories, those happy memories I did have with them and other family members that were in my life. And I do the same thing. I think of little things that they love to eat, things that they did that was funny, so on and so forth, to kind of just remind me of their face. Because, you know, when you do get older, sometimes things just gets put in the back of your mind in storage, and sometimes it takes a while to kind of bring it back out. So having those little things do definitely help.
And so Alice Jardine hears this, and she screams, and she jumps up, and she tries to get running out of the barn, but she's still got this shirt over her head. She goes running right into the wall and knocks herself out.
That sucks.
The whole barn almost goes up because of this thing. That was it. That was the last. Dan went off to basic the next day. That was the last night the four of us were together.
He seized Tiger tanks, 2 of them, Panzer tanks, 2 of them, infantry, 50 plus change.
That's a lot. I'm not gonna lie, I don't think it's the time to be having a cigarette in your mouth right now. Molotovs. I don't remember what was in the front. If it was a Panzer or a Tiger in the front. That was very nice. He was obviously very, very negative and upset with him, and definitely understandable. Gain a little respect, understanding, sit there and fight to the end. Yeah, the tiger, I think, takes the bait. Just partially dumb. You wouldn't want to put your tank to be in a bottleneck position at like this. You might have lit that up a little too early. I don't know why you slap it onto the tire or the bottom railings, whatever. Oh, y'all need to move now. Up, get your ass over there. I forgot what those were called. The ones in the back. There you go. Blow out those tracks. Oh. I'm surprised he didn't get shot, to be honest, by the tiger. I forgot what these things were called. No, I don't remember. But that opening, the Molotovs. Ooh.
Get off me! Yeah, I'm fine too, Captain.
Oh my gosh, I hate this scene so much. Ooh. Okay, now get off. I hate this scene so much. Yeah. Yeah. I did not think that many soldiers needed to get on that tank. Y'all need to move this place. Damn.
Blessed be the Lord, my strength, who teaches my hands to war and my fingers to fight.
If you're able to get the... Yeah. Yeah. The only way I think you would be able to somewhat survive is you're able to get down to the stairs in the middle-ish part, maybe. It's tough. Y'all need to get out. Up 'em, bruh. Come on, bruh. As many times as I've seen this movie, it still frustrates me to this day. Shit, Up 'em. Even if they had the ammo, I think them too would still be struggling. Ay. You're right in the neck. That's so frustrating. Oh, you just been chilling, huh? Nice. Like I said, I don't care how many times I've seen this film. Like, it's been a while, like I said, but it's just still frustrating to me till this day. And the ironic thing too is that earlier in the movie he talks about, and it's frustrating because earlier he was talking about the whole, it's good for him because he's able to experience like being more aware and all these other attributes that can gain to him as an individual. And then he discusses about that he will be put in a position where a man is really measured on if they are like how much of a man they are or something like that. He had his own little monologue thing going on. Oh, hi, dang. Goodness gracious. He does this whole entire monologue, like I said, and he obviously freezes up, closes up, and just even him even the German soldier even understood that, and it was just like, okay, it's very scary. It's understanding an Upham's position, but at the same time, you know what I mean? Like, you have one job, just bring the ammo and get out. That was your only job. But overall, as a squad, they really did do a lot of damage for the amount of resources they didn't have. You know what I mean? Like they did the best job they could. Yep. Yep. Ignite it and go. Oh. What a throw. So he even went back and got you up him? Come on, bro. You could at least, run right. Oh, yeah. Upham gets left behind. My gosh. Yeah. He got shot somewhere in the stomach, in the shoulder, and I think on his leg. And he took like 4 or 5 shots. Like I said, statistically, I mean, the chance of him being caught, the chance of him getting picked up by another convoy of allies, you know what I mean? And most likely by his the Vermont. I think that's the Kar 98. Reinforcements. There you go, finally doing something. There you go, Upham. A little too late.
Upham.
And honestly, I don't think that's true redemption, but all you need to do, bro, is do your one job. Bring ammo.
Earn this.
Basically, you've been given an opportunity to live the life that, yeah. His transformation was really good, and they did a good job choosing an actor who you can kind of see Matt Damon being like older. You could just tell the appreciation he gave to them for sacrificing their life to be able to keep him alive. Because to be honest, if Miller and the rest of the crew didn't show, what happened at the bridge wouldn't have occurred. Like, they all probably would have died easily, Because I've seen this film a few times, I can at least tell you my first feelings when I did originally watch this when I was very young. I thought this movie was fantastic as just a film. It was one of my, probably the favorite war film I've ever seen. Even at that time, when I was very young. Up to today, I could probably still say it's probably my favorite or one of my favorite war films ever. No, one of the favorite war films ever, because there's definitely other films that let me start over. Because I've seen this film a few times, I can at least tell you when I first did see this when I was very young, I thought this movie was fantastic. Definitely one of my favorite war films. Definitely one of my favorite films that's been done. Definitely great in the sense of displaying what possibly did occur in those moments, and kind of displaying a lot of those things, and have a very fluid story, and kind of just point A to point B, straightforward, very clean, concise plot, and it's just overall is just, and they did a good job with their details, the displayment of things that we were not able to witness because of our age, or we weren't obviously in the battlefield. So to be able to just be given a point of view of what possibly occurred from stories and so on, and be able to see that is definitely it gives you an insight of what definitely occurred, especially on D-Day. Seeing that and just starting the whole movie off literally right there and then, or obviously the transition from Matt Damon, James Private Ryan's character in when he's older into Tom Hanks and being in the trench boat. I forgot what those boats called. The U-boats, the little boats. No, I don't remember what they're called. But yeah, those little boats and having to get dropped off and right into D-Day and just jump right into it, and then seeing the journey from then all the way to a few towns in France with enemies and individuals ready to go, and kind of meeting all these new characters on the way there because of all the paratroopers that was placed everywhere, and just yeah, and you meeting all these characters and going through all that is definitely a it's a great, and it covers a lot. It covers a lot in the sense of like the different attitudes, the different mentalities, the different emotions that each individual character does have, like having the all-in mentality from like Tom Hanks and a few others of just got to get this done so I'm able to go home, or this can finally be done and over with and people can be in peace and we could just be done, or whatever mentality. And then there's other mentalities like Upham where he wanted to join in to be part of the cause but didn't want to be involved in that sense, right? And then you have others that went in whole hoorah, and when you're around death or when you're around that type of environment, you start to look back on certain things you do regret, like when Wade was talking about his mother and things like that. Like you see these different characters' mindsets. You have and different takes of how people look at this, and you have Vin Diesel, who his character, he's all in, obviously, right? But seeing the innocent of children and just having that and empathizing and processing, she looks like my niece, that could be my niece in this terrible, crazy environment. I need to make sure she's safe, and putting yourself in that situation and empathizing, but to an extent where you end up having somewhat of tunnel vision and not processing where you are possibly, and then the sad occurrence of getting shot. So there's definitely a different mindsets, different things happening, different factors that's entering into their journey to Private Ryan, and then obviously getting to the point where you meet this person and you're like, let's go home, let's be done. And it's like, no, I want to stay and fight. We have to hold this point. We have to hold this bridge, to aim towards the end goal, which is to Berlin, right? So you just see all these different mentalities and these different individuals, and sometimes too, and honestly, sometimes some of the very small mistakes that just because it is a lot. Like for example, the guy in the beginning, him taking off his helmet after the bullet ricocheting off his helmet, and him processing, I should be dead. And that ends up happening. And then with the person who had the sticky bomb and not processing it to get rid of it, like there's obviously little things that people did, because it's a lot for them. Sometimes they freeze, like Upham. It's just a lot of circumstances and a lot of different feelings and emotions that are happening per soldier, and you see that displayment of that it wasn't all hoorah, everyone's locked and loaded Captain America, because it is a really sad, hectic environment that you're in, and you're seeing human emotions, you're seeing natural emotions, natural responses to these type of environment, and they did a good job in that sense of displaying that. Obviously, I'm not saying everyone was, but I'm saying those were particular natural reactions to those type of environments. And it could have been one person every 1,000 people, but I'm just saying, like, to display that, it was definitely it was sad yet good to display that to others, because it's such a very sad, disgusting, hectic environment that you're put in because of A, B, and C, and D, which we don't need to get into. But yeah, Definitely a great film by, I think, Steven Spielberg, I believe, and Tom Hanks and their crew. Definitely great. All love to the cast and everyone involved in this project. It's definitely one of my favorite movie films, specifically war films to watch. But I haven't seen it in a few years, to be honest. Yeah, it's been a few years. I've watched it multiple times, but it's been years. So it's nice to kind of rewatch it and kind of give you my thoughts and feelings towards the film, during the film. So it was definitely nice. But yeah, I do appreciate y'all, and I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.